Hey, yo, what's up, everyone? Pasay Baller here, and we are now in this second part of today's videos that we have. It's June 18, 2024. We got 15 games that we have for MLB. We're done with the first 5, and we're doing the other 5 on this particular video. Again, before we proceed, I'm just inviting everyone who have not subscribed yet to our YouTube account or YouTube channel, Pasay Baller. Please click on the subscribe button below. At the same time, hit on that bell logo. That way, automatically, you guys will be receiving notifications whenever new videos are uploaded. Right, so let's go ahead and do the next 5 that we have right here. And let's start off with this matchup. And this is going to be crazy, man. Baltimore Orioles with a record of 47 wins and 24 losses, going up against the New York Yankees with a record of 50 and 24. And that one will actually start at 7:05 p.m. Eastern Time. That's going to be 7:05 a.m. here in Manila. All right, so let's take a look at the pitcher matchup right here, pitching matchup. We got Suarez for our Orioles with a record of 3 wins and 0 loss with an ERA of 1.61. Wow, that's just crazy, you know? Now for Cortez, he will be starting for New York Yankees. He's got a record of 3 and 5 with an ERA of 3.59. But so obviously Suarez is actually, showing tremendous performance right now. I mean, 3-0. That's going to be something that's going to be very hard to do. Plus the pressure that you have pitching for a very good team, which is Orioles. Plus the ERA. It's not like he got those. He got that winning record with a high ERA. I mean, his ERA is at 1.61. Now, don't get me wrong. It's not like Cortez doesn't know what to do. He is, he's a magician out there, It's just that for me, in terms of pitching, Suarez got the upper hand. Now, of course, the New York Yankees, they would have the home court advantage on this. But in terms of momentum, man, the New York Yankees, I don't know if you're able to watch those games that they had against the Boston Red Sox, man. I thought they had it when they were down like just by 1 run, 3-4, and all bases were loaded. But still, they couldn't complete. They couldn't proceed, and they even ended up winning by I don't know what the final score was, but I think it was 3-8, 3-9 something. Bottom line, approaching this game, the New York Yankees, they have been losing. Approaching this game, the New York Yankees, they have lost back-to-back. Now, if you take a look at Baltimore Orioles, which are right next to them in AL, in East, Baltimore Orioles is actually doing the other opposite, which is winning both, winning back to back. So this is going to be tough, but I'm going to go with Baltimore Orioles right now. I mean, Baltimore Orioles, they got some momentum. Again, they have won back-to-back approaching this game. And it's not like they did that against mid-performers or, against a losing team. They did that against a very good team. Now, again, in terms of pitching matchup, I would also give the advantage towards Baltimore Orioles. Now, of course, the New York Yankees fans are always crazy. The New York Yankees fans are always out there supporting their team, and that's going to be one of the factors that the New York Yankees can lean on. But with how Cortez has actually shown lately, it's going to be very hard for me to trust him, especially going up against a very good team like Baltimore Orioles right now, seeing a very good opportunity for them to win this game. So I'm going to pick Baltimore Orioles on this, and I'm going to do money line. I know there are some who would want to be a bit safe and who would want to take the plus 1.5. Not going to stop you from doing that, but again, I feel like Baltimore Orioles, they have a good chance of winning this one outright. So again, my pick would be Baltimore Orioles money line. You guys want to do plus 1.5? That's going to be that's going to be fine. All right, so let's move towards the second game. That's going to be Boston Red Sox with a record of 38 and 35, going up against Toronto Blue Jays with a record of 35 and 37. That game will be at 7:07 p.m. Eastern Time. That's 7:07 a.m. here in Manila. Boston Red Sox, they have a better record. They have a winning record as compared to Toronto Blue Jays, which are actually showing 35 and 37. Now, in terms of pitching, Houck would actually be starting for Boston. He's got a record of 7 wins and 5 with a tremendous ERA of 2.08. While Bassett is starting for Toronto Blue Jays, a decent performance with a record of 6 and 6 and with an ERA of 3.56. Now, obviously, Houck is having some advantage over Bassett. Again, it's not like Bassett is actually performing poorly. It's just that Houck has been doing tremendously great, especially for their past few games. Has been tough. Has been sharp on that pitching tasks that were given to him. Plus, Boston Red Sox, they have been on fire. Approaching this game, Boston, they are on a 3-game winning streak, while Toronto Blue Jays, they are coming off a loss, and that was their loss last night against the same team, Boston Red Sox. And again, if you would take a look at the odds last night, they were even pointing towards Toronto Blue Jays last night. But again, Boston Red Sox won 7-3. So I'm gonna pick Boston Red Sox right here on this particular matchup as well. 2 reasons: the momentum that Boston is having right now is just tremendously great. The pitching, I feel like they have an advantage on that, and they have been running those bases well. They have been stealing effectively. So again, I'll go ahead and take Boston Red Sox for money line. Now for this third game, we got Detroit Tigers with a record of 34 wins and 38 losses, going up against Atlanta Braves of 39 and 31. That game will be at 7:20 p.m. Eastern Time. That's going to be 7:20 a.m. here in Manila. By the way, for those who are interested to subscribe to us, now for those who would subscribe to us, you guys will actually be given the best pick that we have for the day. We actually post the free picks that we have here on YouTube. But again, we will be picking the best pick that we have for today. That way you guys won't really have to go all through the free picks that we have. You just have to pick that. And if you are interested, just go ahead and reach us through Instagram, Telegram, WhatsApp, or even Messenger account. Just take a look at the descriptions of our videos, and you would see the details right there. Now going back towards Detroit versus Atlanta, the pitchers that we have, we got Mize with a poor record of 1 win and 4, ERA of 4.43, going up against Schwellenbach. Now for Schwellenbach, wow, if Mize is having a poor performance, Schwellenbach is having a bit worse. He's got a record of 0 and 2 with an ERA of 6.32. Now this particular game right here makes it tough to pick. Obviously Atlanta Braves, they are the better team. Plus they are at home, so hands down, I'm not gonna argue with that. Atlanta Braves for me is still one of the best that we have right now in the league. But in this particular situation we're in, they have this pitcher who's struggling big time. Plus Detroit Tigers, they know how to hit that ball. They know what to do with it, especially when given the opportunity. And we saw the matchup that they had last night. The final score between these two teams was 2-1. Atlanta won by 1. Now, given the opportunity that Detroit has right now, for me, I'm gonna roll my dice and I'm gonna pick Detroit Tigers right here. Again, take a look at what happened last night. Atlanta just won by 1. Now, on this particular matchup that we have for today, Detroit Tigers, they have an advantage in terms of pitching. Now, for me, Detroit Tigers' best chance right here is to start well. And if they would be able to start well, the momentum would be on their side. The pressure would be on Atlanta, and I know Atlanta is very much capable of getting back into the game as much as they can hit those home runs. But again, they have a very good chance, and I'm willing to take a chance with Detroit Tigers. So my pick on this one would be Detroit Tigers money line. All right, so let's move on towards our fourth Fourth game, this will be Tampa Bay Rays with a record of 34 wins and 38 losses going up against Minnesota Twins. And they got a record of 40 wins and 32 losses. That one will start at 7:40 p.m. Eastern Time. That's going to be 7:40 a.m. here in Manila. Now let's take a look at the pitching matchup. Civale would actually start for Tampa Bay. He's got a record of 2 wins and 5 with an ERA of 5.2. Now for Lopez, he will be starting for the Twins, Minnesota Twins. His record is actually fine with 6 and 6, but his ERA is almost same with Civale at 5.33. So this is not so Lopez, if you know what I mean. But again, in terms of the record, he's got a better record as compared to Civale, and you know this is a bit fine, if you know what I'm saying. This is gonna be crazy because Minnesota Twins, they are at home. Minnesota Twins, for me, they still have the advantage in terms of pitching, even though their ERA is almost the same. Again, Lopez's record is way better than Civale. Now, not only that, if you take a look at momentum, man, Minnesota is definitely on fire. Approaching this game, they are on a 5-game winning streak. Now, for Tampa Bay, they also are coming off a win, but again, for me, Minnesota Twins, they are coming off a win, and they would want to keep that alive. They would want to keep that streak alive. And I don't think Civale is the one who can actually, who can and who will actually stop them at that. Again, Minnesota Twins, they are dangerous whenever they are in fire, and whenever they are messed up, they are messed up like you don't know them, if you know what I mean. So I'm going to pick Minnesota Twins right here, and I'll go ahead and do money line. Right, so for the last game that we have for this particular part, or for this particular video, it will be San Francisco Giants with a record of 36 and 37, going up against Chicago Cubs with a record of 34 and 39. Both teams have been losing, but San Francisco Giants, they are actually having a better record. This one will actually start at 8:05 p.m. Eastern Time. That's going to be 8:05 a.m. here in Manila. Now let's take a look at the pitching matchup right here. We got Webb starting for Giants with a record of 6 wins and 5 losses with an ERA of 3.02. Now for Chicago Cubs, it's Steele. You know, Steele has been back. But man, his record is just not so Steele with a record of 0 wins and 3 losses. His ERA is at 3.22. So, you know, both pitchers almost having the same range in ERA. But again, because of what happened to Steele, because of the injury that he had, because of the time that he needed to come back, his record is looking bad, you know, 0-3. This one's going to be tough. I'm not sure if you guys watched the game last night. Chicago Cubs, they were up 6-3. And I thought they had it. I was even busy watching the other game, you know, the Angels going up against who was Angels going up against with? Angels going up against Brewers. There you go. I was busy watching the Angels because, again, Cubs were already up 6-3. But then again, when they tried to come back in that particular matchup, it's in the 9th inning. Cubs, they were still up, 6-4. But then, man, they messed up that last inning, a 3-run home run by San Francisco, giving them the win 7-6. So for me, Chicago Cubs, their offense has always been there. They have been, and they are always dangerous. They got Bellinger. They got their Japanese guy right there. They got Morel. They have a lot. They have wisdom whenever needed. Their offense will be there and is always there. It's just that the pitching is their main problem, especially towards the end. So in this particular game, I feel like Steele would have the perfect opportunity to at least come back towards the winning column. Webb is very good. I think Webb really has enough to make Cubs work hard for those runs. But I feel like with the situation that we have, Steele coming back, Cubs coming off that huge loss last night, normally Cubs actually bounce back hard coming off that kind of a loss. And again, they must be motivated by that loss, and they need to learn. They need to learn how to bounce back, especially how to make those adjustments towards the end, towards the eighth, ninth inning. The pitching sucks for the Cubs right now. I mean, I'm a Cubs fan, but man, they gotta take care of that. And I have a huge feeling that an adjustment will be made towards the eighth and towards the ninth inning. Otherwise, if they're not gonna make any adjustments, another another thing or another quote unquote accident may happen again, losing that 3-run lead against San Francisco. But on this one again, I feel like the Cubs will win. If you take a look at if you take a look at how it's being looked at, it's like a toss coin. I'm gonna pick the home team right now, and that's Chicago Cubs. So my pick on this one again, that'll be Chicago Cubs money line. Right, so that's all for now. Right now, so we already got 10 for today. Watch out for the third part of the videos, and we will be tackling the last videos that we have for June 18. All right, peace out, pase love, and God bless.